Hello.
And welcome to Film Bastards.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to episode 579 of Film Bastards. My name's Ian Loring, and as always, I'm joined by...
Matt Foster. Hello, everybody.
Hello, one and all. Becky is not with us today for reasons. She's okay.
She's fine. The reason is our boiler has shit the bed spectacularly, and so she's having to go to her parents after work to get a shower. I was explaining to Ian, at the moment, my shower is a kettle and a sink.
Gross.
And I'm a man who likes a shower.
Yeah, I mean, you shower twice a day, don't you?
At least, yeah.
Like that's actually a thing.
And it is, that's a genuine thing. I have at least 2 showers a day. And one of my joys of having a day off is I get to have a shower. I can't function until I've had a shower. You know, like people who can't function until they've had a coffee. I can't function until I've had a shower. So I get up, go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, shower. That is my process at all times. And then on a day off, I will have minimum, I would say 4 showers. So.
An insight into the life of Mark.
Yeah.
So we are here, and we are men, and we are going to talk about A Working Man, the new David Ayer and Jason Statham joint, which I missed about 15 minutes of because I was offered a job during the screening. So, it was good news there. But if I'm a little bit incoherent about the latter events of it, there we are. So, yes, there we are. And I accepted the job as well. So, there we are.
Yay.
Life update for Ian. Yay. So, we'll also talk some other stuff. Trailers. There's a bit of news I think we should address. And some of what we've been watching and whatnot. Probably some questions as well. We'll see. So we are a Pod Syndicate podcast. Please do listen to like-minded shows such as The Good, the Bad, the Odd, Entertainment Landfill, Chinstroker vs. Punter, and The Rewatch Project. And, without further ado, Sam Mendes is confirmed to be creating a, I quote, bingeable cinematic event with his 4 Beatles films, all to be released in April 2027?
27 or is it 28?
I thought, yeah, maybe it is 28. Maybe it is 28. Yeah, I think you're right, actually. A bingeable cinematic event to be released in 3 years' time. So I really hope that Joseph Quinn, Barry Keoghan, Harris Dickinson, and Paul Mescal don't do anything to get cancelled within the next 3 years.
Which out of those you reckon's gonna? I reckon
Keoghan.
I reckon it's between Keoghan and Mescal.
And the thing is, it's just because Keoghan has,
he's skirted close to the wind a few times, hasn't he?
Yeah, dumped his missus, who he had a very young kid with, to get with Sabrina Carpenter, and then fucked her off for someone else, and he's enjoying his fame, but I don't know. I'm a little bit dumping a woman you'd been with for a while and had a very young kid with to shag Sabrina Carpenter. It's just not very classy. So
yeah.
Hey, Harris Dickinson will be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
I think Joseph Quinn will be as well.
I think Joseph Quinn's it very much is. I saw an interview with him a while ago, not around the Beatles thing, where it was post the end of that season of Stranger Things, and it was asked the question, how you're dealing with this all this new fame that's been thrust upon you, and he's like, I'm way too boring to be a famous person. He said that.
Great.
That's it. I am too boring to be a famous person. I like the fact that I'm getting offered new jobs and bits like that. He said, but I don't mind going out, but I kind of want to be home early.
Because that reminds me of Jack Quaid as well. He's Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid's kid,
yeah.
And he's just a massive fucking nerd.
Yeah.
Great, good stuff.
And his great comments on, would you consider yourself a Nepo baby? Like, what do you mean, would I have got to be doing the work I've done if my mother wasn't who she is, my father wasn't who she is? No, probably not. Do I think I'm talented? Yeah. Has it opened doors? Of course it fucking has. What kind of person grows up in the environment I did and then turns around and says, oh no, I did it all myself? Come on.
Yeah, no, totally. But look, bingeable cinematic event makes me want to die.
Why are they making 4 movies?
Because it can be 4 movies, all released in 1 month.
The thing is, there's a bit of me that goes, I can see a logic. Not a logic. I can see why somebody, I don't agree with them, would think this is an okay idea to make 4 movies and release them in a short period of time. Releasing them in that short a period of time, a month, is just silly for a start off. I get the idea almost behind it, but it's just like I don't get why. That's the bit I can't work out. Why? So is he basically making a mini series that's going to get released in cinemas?
Yeah, it would appear so. Yeah,
so they're each going to be, what, 2 hours? If one of them is a hair over 2 hours, then what's the fucking point?
I mean, there's also the question of, is the Ringo Starr film going to be as long as the Lennon or McCartney one?
Is that how they're doing it? They're doing it 1 film from each perspective?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. Just break it down into start, middle, finish, post. Or they're just going to do... Is it literally just going to be up to fucking Let It Be being released from, like, them meeting to Let It Be being released, and then we're just going to get fucking blah, blah, blah. Paul McCartney is now sponsored by Lexus. Ringo is consistently still throwing up a peace sign, even though it makes him look weird, and John's dead.
Yeah, no, quite. The business side of it bothers me as well, where, and I said this on our chat earlier, if they release them all within a month of each other, they're all going to probably, like, say you got like a 12-screen cinema.
Yeah.
The opening week of the first one, it's probably going to need like 3 or 4 screens. Say 4 screens. The next week, that one probably still needs 2 screens.
Yep.
And the next one needs 4 screens.
Yep.
The week after that, you've got one that needs 4 screens, another that needs 2 screens, and maybe one that needs 1 screen. You know, and
so
you're going to get to...
by week 4, yeah, by the last week of April, you've got cinemas are just going to be showing the Beatles films.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there are going to be a lot of cinemas that are going to have nothing else on. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a kid's film on during the day for the one that came first.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Just...
It feels...
a bit cannibalistic.
Great for that fucking studio. And I think it's Sony, I want to say.
I think it is, yeah.
Great for them, unless the first one is met with, no, actually, this is a bit shit.
Yeah.
And just kills any anticipation for the other 3.
That's it. There's a fine line between ambition and hubris. I have a feeling that it's such a fine line to walk. Like, so it's Paul will be first, because you can't release the fucking Ringo one first.
Paul or John,
Paul
and then
or
you've
John.
got Ringo and George number 2 and 3.
I have a feeling it will be. My feeling is it will go Paul, George, Ringo, John.
Sure.
Because you want to get you want to start off with one of the ones that people want to see, and Paul is still alive, John's dead, so they'll want to be pushing Paul out to, what is it? Also, Paul McCartney will want his releasing first. But then you don't do John's next.
No.
But then you don't do Ringo's next either, so it's George's next. And then you do Ringo on week 3, and maybe that comes out on the Friday, but on the Wednesday or the Tuesday, you've got advanced screenings of the John one.
Yeah. I just... These films have to be good.
That's it. And it isn't just that one of them has to be good. They all have to be good. But then as a holistic piece, they have to be good. And it is ambitious. It's really ambitious. And is there enough material there with the Beatles? Of course there is. But my God, it just, like you say, it feels... Why not release them over a 4-month period? One a month.
Yeah. And it's the bingeable aspect. It's, a studio actually going, do you know what? What if we basically make it so that people have to go to the cinema? And, what they're going to need to do, they're going to need to make sure that people are trained by then to not go, it'll be out on PVOD in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Which... I think this CinemaCon's happening this week, which is where this got announced. I think there was some survey that came out that said 70% of people... Of survey respondents have basically said that they are happy to wait for a few weeks to watch something at home.
Yeah.
And they can't do that with these Beatles films, and I don't think they will, but they've got to be so... What they need to do is go, these are coming out in the cinema over 4 weeks, and then you are not going to be able to see it legally at home
until
for
Christmas.
3 fucking months.
Until Christmas.
Yeah, no, exactly, yeah. It's not going to happen. You're going to have to see it.
Yeah.
And then if they do that, and if they're popular, then shit, man, those things can play a couple times a day in smaller screens in cinemas for months.
Oh, yeah. Because, as well, what you will get is who goes during the day to the cinema during a weekday.
Yeah.
It's people who are on a day off, that's fine, but... No matter what you say, if I go to a screening, if I went to a screening today, I went yesterday, but if I'd gone to a screening of A Working Man today at 1:30, there will have been, at the cinema in Beverley, there will have been at least a couple of old fellas and a couple of older couples there who just like going to the cinema. And it's the same, no matter what fucking film I go to, there will be those. And... you've got the Beatles aspect of it, so you'll get that kicking into it. But it might work, but it is it's a bold strategy, Colin.
It gives me the ick.
Yeah.
But I want it to work.
That's it. Yeah. More of me wants it to work, but almost fucking Marvel will be looking at going, if this fucking works, do we just every year do a Marvel month? Where we go, fucking March, and then October belongs to Marvel.
I mean, from a marketing point of view, it makes a lot of sense as well.
Yeah.
Just in terms of the spend. It's just a really concentrated period of time where you've got 4 films, but you only need them to do the one press tour. It'll be a massive press tour, but it's just the one, but it's for 4 films.
Yeah.
So you can split that press tour, divide it by 4, the cost of it. So it's even the films will have to make less money to make money doing it this way. And obviously the shooting back to back to back to back, that's going to save money as well. It's very, very savvy from a business point of view. But it's the you've got to go to the cinema because it's the only way to see it, which is trumping the going to the cinema because it's the best way of watching a film. But I think that's just dead and gone. People don't care, and I've just got to accept that. But if this doesn't work, man, that like it's gonna be like a totemic. It's gonna be the Hindenburg.
The thing is, because Sony own the rights to the Beatles back catalogue, so they're also the accountants will be factoring in. If we plan certain releases, re-releases, and bits like that, we're gonna make so much fucking money off the music side of the Beatles that month, and the month before it, and the 3 months after it. In the sense that, like The Bodyguard was a really successful movie, but the soundtrack made 3 times what the movie made, and is I believe it's like the 8th best-selling album of all time. I'm not saying that the Beatles ones will end up being that, but it's just there's so many fucking things that the revenue streams that Sony are looking at and going, if we pull this off, it's just fucking money.
I mean, yeah, the vertical integration of it is dynamite, from that point of view. And I don't know, man. Just I feel really, really cynical about it. And the Guardian had a piece today about like, couldn't they have cast any Liverpudlians? It's like, what Liverpudlian actor would you cast then, unless you had unknowns? And they don't want unknowns; they want names.
Yeah,
like it's a too big to fail piece of work. This, you're not going to have unknowns.
And the other bit there is they did. Ian Hart played John Lennon a number of times, like 3 times, I believe. You had your chance. Backbeat came out 30 years ago. You could have gone and seen it then.
I mean, to be honest, I think like for me that was just Pete Bradshaw didn't have any fucking uncomfortable erotic shit to write about this week, so he had to write about that.
Yeah. I might rewatch Backbeat at some point. Actually, that's quite a fun movie.
Yes, yeah, it'd be worth it. Good luck to it.
Yep, good luck to it. I hope the right lessons are learned. Studio executives never learn the right lessons.
No, I mean, Jesus Christ! This year we've got the Michael Jackson biopic coming this year.
That's a terrible idea.
But Coleman Domingo's probably going to get nominated for an Oscar for it, playing his fucking dad. He'll probably win as well.
He probably will win, yeah.
And then that will be the ultimate. I really don't know how to feel because I fucking love Coleman Domingo.
Yep. Yep. I mean,
so
other news.
Yes.
Ketchup Entertainment.
Yeah.
Ketchup Entertainment have just, fucking done us all a favour, haven't they? They've bought Coyote versus Acme.
So this makes me laugh because they also bought the Looney Tunes film The Day the Earth Blew Up,
yep,
which got released in the US cinemas a couple weeks back,
yep,
and made fuck all.
Yep.
And Coyote versus Acme is like film Twitter's internet boyfriend at the moment.
Oh, they play this right because they bought it for next to nothing apparently.
That's good to know because I like this is some real feedback loop echo chamber shit. I really, really hope this film does well. But what evidence is there that anyone's interested in a fucking Looney Tunes film?
Because Ketchup made money on, actually made money on the Looney Tunes movie. Because of how they bought it. Because they bought it for less than its budget.
But I mean, it's made like less than $10 million in the US.
Yeah, but apparently they bought it. They bought it for less than 5.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
I there's a part of me there that's like, well, what are Warner Brothers doing then? Because they're doing all this tax write-off stuff, which they were supposed to do with Coyote versus Acme. But if they're selling Coyote versus Acme for less than $10 million,
yep,
you're not going to be able to do that tax write-off shit. Are you actually saying you don't think you could have made that money off of releasing it? Like Batgirl, apparently that thing just straight up does not exist anymore. Like, it's gone.
But the other bit there is there are people who have come out and said, right, we need to get it straight. Batgirl was a piece of shit. Like, it was bad. It was a wreck of a movie. The Bad Boys directors, like, they're good directors. They're good directors, yeah.
Maybe that's the case, but really,
apparently it was because it was a bad idea and the effects just looked like shit. Apparently,
yeah. All right.
The thing is, Coyote versus Acme. Now, for apparently the money that they've paid for it, it has to do okay, and if they can market it well, it could end up making money.
It's the fact that the internet's favourite film is palpably not something that makes money, and that's been true. Like, I think the first case of that really being the case was Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah,
and that was 16 years ago. But, everybody on the internet was like, oh, that's the film I really want to see. And, the studio was convinced it was going to be a hit because of the buzz. And then it did nothing. And I love Scott Pilgrim versus the World. There's no hate coming out there at all. Well, but it's just time and time again.
My thing that I will always fall back on with I can go back further than fucking that is, why did Firefly get cancelled? Because everybody who watched it online and didn't watch it when it was fucking on. That's why.
Yeah. No, exactly. And then Serenity doesn't do all that well. I mean, it's a minor fucking miracle for them that Serenity got made in the first place. But yeah, I good luck to it. And like, I know, like, Will Forte came out and was like, it's really fucking good.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to say that.
No. Like, he's very much like, I've already been paid. I had nothing on the back end. It's just a good, fun movie.
Yeah, and it's a great premise.
It's a fucking I am genuinely, I am fucking dead excited about that movie.
Oh, mate, I am well up for feeling sympathy for the Coyote and, like, thinking that the Roadrunner is a piece of shit. It's time.
Do you know what I'm really looking forward to? Putting, like, fucking Wile E. Coyote on, like, Hot Ones or something like that.
Yeah. No, I'm if they play it right. So I think John Cena came out and was positive about it as well.
Yeah.
And like,
John Cena said he wished he could buy it so he could release it.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I'm being cynical, but man, it's a ray of light. Good work, Ketchup Entertainment.
Yeah. Ketchup Entertainment that released Ferrari, I believe.
Hypnotic.
And Hypnotic last year. But
fucking
Ferrari was the Michael Mann movie about Ferrari that stars Adam Driver, and Hypnotic was a Ben Affleck film.
Directed by Robert Rodriguez.
And I'm not even sure Ben Affleck knows he was in that.
No, he did press for it. He was like, no, do you know what? I'll stick up for it. I don't know why. It was horrible. But
it's just
awful fucking film.
Ben, this is a movie you should have made in 2002, not 2022.
I mean, it was 100% in his film called Paycheck era, not Paycheck era, like literally the John Woo film called Paycheck era.
Yeah.
Man. But yeah, Coyote vs. Acme coming out next year, I think they've said. It's not going to be with us for a while yet. Yeah. But that'll be fun. All right, trailers. What have we got?
Ooh.
I watched some this week.
Trailers. What have we got? Bring Her Back. From the guys who did Talk to Me, starring Sally Hawkins.
This looks like it's going to be really fucking depressing.
It just looks fucking
horrible.
Yeah, it looked horrible. Horrible. It's a good trailer, like
it
for
is.
Like atmosphere. But you watched it going, right, this has to have something like really fucking just to it. Otherwise, Sally Hawkins just wouldn't be there.
It looks so bleak.
It does look. I think Sally Hawkins adds to the bleakness. Like,
yeah, no,
it's
good casting.
I like Sally Hawkins, but it just Karate Kid Legends.
Fuck off! Like, I'm sorry. No.
Why do I get the feeling that somehow this film's going to be like, not like a massive hit, but a weirdly big hit, but just like, you're not going to be able to work out why. You know, like when you find out that an American TV show has been running for like 17 seasons and you're like, and all, like, there's loads of people that you recognise in it, but you've never heard of it.
Yeah.
Is it just me or does none of it look like it's quite real?
There's obviously an audience for it.
Yeah.
It's so funny that they're like, yeah, we're going to put Kung Fu and Karate together.
Yeah.
Which was the problem with the Jackie Chan remake of Karate Kid anyway, you know. Does it have any connection to Cobra Kai?
Yes.
Because Machio's in that, isn't he?
Yeah,
it does.
It does. It's all the same. Like the branding is all the same as the Cobra Kai branding. And we sell the stuff. We sell Cobra Kai branded stuff at work, and it fucking flies out. Like,
yeah.
So there is, what is it? But as well, I think from what I understand, it's big in the States, but it's massive in Asian markets. The Cobra Kai. So
yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm going to be rushing out. Basically, if we review Karate Kid Legends, we were desperate that week.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm going to see it, but it's only because I've seen every other Karate Kid movie. So I'm kind of like, I feel like I have to see it, but like, it will be an addition to something else that week.
That can't be the sole big release that week if it's a summer film, which I think it is. No, it can't be.
It's got to be the additional release.
Yeah, there's got to be something else. So yeah, all right. Karate Kid Legends.
Salvable. Did we do that one last week? No, that was this week.
Oh, this rings a bell.
It's the this looks like a really interesting Toby Kebbell movie. Oh, Shia LaBeouf's here for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like a bleak... Like, it opens really well with, like, Shia LaBeouf talking to... What's his name? Not Brendan Gleeson. That's what I'm going with. I can't remember his name now. Cole Bowser or something like that, isn't it? And, like, he's saying, you know, I'm done. And I was like going, all right, what's this? Like, I'm just tied in a punching bag again. Like, this seems fucking interesting. And then LaBeouf turns up, and I've been a defender of Shia LaBeouf, not in that way, but as a screen presence for a number of years. But it's just, I'm watching it going, I just don't feel like you need to be here. You feel like you've walked in from a different, less interest. You feel like you've walked in from a David Ayer movie that didn't get made.
Yeah, the sequel to The Tax Collector.
Yeah. Like, that's where he went after The Tax Collector.
I want Toby Kebbell to be back in things, man.
He's a good
actor.
Where's
he gone?
Wait, what was that? What was that film that he made?
Josh Trank's Fantastic Four?
No, I did see a thing related to Salvable that there was like a headline that said Fantastic Four actor teams up with, what was it? Fantastic Four actor teams up with Odyssey's with star of Odyssey's partner. I thought,
fucking hell.
I thought, wait, what's this? Clicked on it, I was like, hang on a minute. You mean Fantastic Four? Not that one, but that one.
That is some incredible SEO mulch.
Is it a film with Shia LaBeouf, who is, I believe, married to now Mia Goth, who's in Odyssey?
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. So, like, if you search Fantastic Four or if you search The Odyssey, it will get a bingo, despite the fact it's got nothing to do with either.
Yeah, it's just, I was like, well played, whoever wrote that.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's like SEO mulch. That is. I'm not going to call it slop because AI slop seems to have become the phrase de rigueur, and it annoys me.
Yeah, but it's clever wording.
It is clever wording.
I'm leaving the biggie. What else have we got? Have you got any other ones?
Oh, the biggie. Yeah, sorry, I just remembered what that was because we didn't talk about that last week, did we?
We only got one trailer before A Working Man.
Oh yeah,
and it was just the Mission Impossible one.
That is playing before fucking everything I see now.
Yeah, and the more I see the trailer, the more excited I am for it.
Yeah, I mean it's soon as well, isn't it? It's end of May.
Yeah.
I want a different trailer. I'll take a different Mission Impossible trailer now, and then you can play that for the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, I'm all right with that. Yeah.
I'll say very quickly that live stream Avengers Doomsday thing that they did last week, just an incredible piece of how many people can we get to just stare at a chair change every 15 minutes and then end with a reveal that's not a reveal. Why did he do the shush? Why did Downey Jr. do the shush? What's that supposed to represent? We've known that you're in that film for the last 8 months, mate.
Yeah, you announced it by appearing at something.
Like, honestly, it would have been a bigger fucking hell if James Marsden, Kelsey Grammer, or Rebecca Romaine popped up at the end and said shush.
Yeah. Yeah, it genuinely would have.
And, I mean, I assume that is their multiverse just going to get fucking destroyed or something?
Yeah. They can't all have a part in it.
You can't have Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen in it, like, going forward.
No.
You can't.
Because you're basically tempting one of them to die.
Yeah, I mean, unless, even then they probably have signed this, like, they're just okay with being replaced by fucking CG versions of themselves in the future. And do you know what? They probably have signed that away.
I just get the feeling that it's going to be literally a lot of these are going to be in one scene and then that's it.
And it's the fact that it's specifically for Doomsday and not Secret Wars. So it's a lot of people for one fucking film. And apparently there's more to come.
Yeah.
Jackman's going to fucking rock up. Ryan Reynolds is going to rock up. They are.
But I get the feeling that if they were going to pop Reynolds in it, then he would have done the shush at the end.
No, I get that. Yeah, I think that's fair. I could see him turning up at Comic-Con.
Yeah. As Deadpool.
They'll do that in July.
Yeah.
And he'll barely be in it.
No.
But it's Ryan Reynolds, so it's enough. But, I mean, this is the thing. It's like they do Doomsday. That's only one film, and then you've got Secret Wars. So, is Downey Jr. just in the one and he's out? Is he there to basically just give him a...
I doubt
right,
it. I reckon he's in for a few.
Oh, fucking hell. Fine. The thing is, I'm not even that bothered about Robert. No, that's funny.
Barry Keoghan fucking went back, wasn't he?
I'm not even that bothered about Robert Downey Jr. actually being in any other things. Like, there's a lot of actors that you're like, oh, it's a shame that he's been signed up to this because he's not going to be able to do more interesting stuff. Robert Downey Jr. doesn't want to do more interesting stuff. He's got his Oscar now.
It's that's it. It just feels a little bit like Robert Downey Jr., the actor, is gone now.
Yeah.
You know, and let's face it, he went a long time ago. He's very good in Oppenheimer, but his post work it has been not great. Let's be honest. You know, Doolittle was
Doolittle. What else?
That's it.
Doolittle and Oppenheimer.
It's just like I think he's very much like, do you know what? I've won my Oscar. I've made my note. I'm all right.
Yeah, I'll just make more
nuts
doing these.
Yeah,
I mean, and that's the thing. I'm not that bothered, but it'd be lovely to see him rock up in a PTA or something like that. But I mean, it's like, you know, Tom Cruise. He's doing Mission Impossible, but he's also doing a film with Inarritu. Have you heard what the plot of that is?
No.
It's something like, I might be slightly getting it wrong, but it's something like he plays a guy who is convinced that the world is going to end and only he can save it. But as like a psychological kind of drama thing.
See, that will be really good. And quite fun.
Tom Cruise doing that, directed by Inarritu.
Yeah. But this is the thing. If you go back and look at Cruise, he has these moments every 5, 10 or 15 years, depending on where he is in his career, where he just drops something with, like, a really interesting director.
But that's, I hope he does that more. Like, Robert Downey Jr., I don't think he will.
No.
It's Cruise will want to make films until he drops.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think also as well, I think he knows at some point Tom Cruise, the action star, will have to just stop.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of shots in the Mission Impossible trailer. It is like, fucking hell, he is starting to look old now.
Yeah.
Like, just in his face.
Yeah, in his face. You look at him and go, all right, you're starting to look like a guy who is, you know, nearing 60, but you're actually 60.
Yeah, and I mean, fair fucking play, you know, like, and you know, Brad Pitt, he's playing a fucking 60-year-old F1 driver in a few months, you know, which is the F1 community is treating with great respect. And this is the thing, Robert Downey Jr., he will rock up in stuff, but I don't believe that he'll do it at this point. Now he has his Oscar, because he's particularly, like, he's not going to have a lower quote. Yeah. He's going to be like, you pay me my tens of millions of dollars and points on the back end, I'll do whatever you want for you. And I'll commit.
Yeah.
I will be in.
I will be as in as I was
lazy
for all the other Avengers movies.
Yeah, and like, in, but pay me.
Yeah. But remember, I only wear flared trousers, even if it's running trousers.
Nice. But that was Doomsday, anyway. Cast announcement thing.
Yeah.
Just a fucking ridiculous live stream that was.
It's just, yeah, I didn't watch a second of it because my brain was like, oh, please fuck off.
But I mean, honestly, like, I came back to it every 15 minutes just to see what the next chair was. And it's like the chat, the YouTube chat. It's like, I don't know how people actually... I don't see why people talk in those things, because it was dozens a second flying around. It's like no one's actually going to pay attention to anything that you're saying.
Why are you bothering?
It's wild. But yeah, there we go. Anyway, speaking of PTA, are we on to the big one?
Yes.
Right, so one battle after another. I'm going to let Mark go because PTA's his boy. Really, really looking forward to this. I think this looks great. And yes, Sensei, I'm a fan of it. I am, again, worried that the plot, like the discourse around this, is going to be fucking brutal, but the film itself, I'm sure, is going to be great. Mark, fly.
I just love the fact that Paul Thomas Anderson is about to drop a full-blown Paul Thomas Anderson in the vein of something like Inherent Vice / I think you could even throw something like Punch Drunk Love. I think is closer to something like Inherent Vice than it is, for instance, to his more approachable movies.
Sure.
I would say there. So you've got, no matter what Paul Thomas Anderson does, because there was a thing coming out saying that it had tested really well, but Paul Thomas Anderson's made tweaks around the testing, and Paul Thomas Anderson's kind of come out and gone, no, like, I don't know where these people get this shit from, but the movie you're getting is the movie I want to release, not the movie people want me to want people to release. It's just the way I make movies. And that's it. Paul Thomas Anderson is weirdly, in spite of the fact that his films don't make money, they just don't. But someone's always going to give him money to make movies. It's just the way it is. Because people like Leonardo DiCaprio are always going to want to be in these movies. I either think it's going to be very black comedy and that people just aren't going to get it. I cannot wait. But yeah, yes, Sensei, it just looks fucking... I like DiCaprio when he's doing shit like this as well. I don't think he's done enough shit like this, like madcap stuff.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I hope it is madcap, and I hope it is manic.
Because I mean, what was the last like madcap thing that he did? Because he's good at it, and he's done it in his career. I'm just trying to think of what actually was probably the last one, because he's very... I mean, Don't Look Up, but he wasn't the madcap of it. But like Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street's got elements, for sure.
It's certainly got elements in there. And I mean, Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah.
You know, has elements of madcap to it. Yeah, I'm just very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, totally. Shot in Vista Vision.
Yeah.
You know, there's that one shot where it's like driving along, and it's kind of going up a hill and then down, but then it looks like it's like flying, and it's not actually going down.
Yeah.
Where it which is like, what the fuck's that? That looks cool. You know, $150 million PTA film. You know, I'm worried about the potential failure of it and the repercussions that could have, but I'm glad that as an object it will exist.
Yeah, but that's it. I think it's one of those where I think because he's made movies for the past getting on 30 years that have been quite expensive and not made money, I just don't think it'll get noticed that much. But also as well, like, the amount of films now that are getting shot on film again is going up. Like, that's shot on film, but like Sinners has been shot on film. Wes Anderson's new one shot on film. Yorkie Boy shoots on film. That new Josh Safdie one is shot on film. Both Safdie's films are shot on film. This is shot on film. I didn't know that Gareth Edwards was shooting Jurassic World Rebirth on film.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
cool.
He's shooting on film, shooting on 35mm.
It's... I think a lot of people are looking back because they're scared about what the future holds, in all honesty.
And it's just, when you go back, I mean, I remember literally, like, about 10 years ago, like, basically Spielberg having to effectively kind of save Kodak to go, look, please keep making film. And they go, yeah, but there's only you, Chris Nolan, Quentin Tarantino, and Paul Thomas Anderson that are shooting on it. And he's going, yeah, but like now, newer filmmakers are going, no, do you know what? I want to shoot on this shit again.
It's the fact, and I know there's a lot of filmmakers who are like, it looks great, but also it's you can only shoot for a certain amount of time, and like in between setups, it takes longer, and you can actually have a more considered approach to things. And it's like quality over quantity. Yeah, well, that's what Ryan Coogler said, didn't he, about Sinners? Said that he liked that he liked that idea of, right, no, you need to be more considered with it. You need to think more about it, and the whole less is more element comes into it. We will have a Sinners episode in a couple of weeks, but I won't be on it. But Mark, you guys are going to have to review it. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it because it just looks fucking brilliant. Get someone on for it as well. Yeah. But there's no. I keep on looking. There's no Japanese release on IMDb listed for it yet. If Sinners is out in Japan while we're out there, I'll go see it. The girls will be all right for a couple of hours, and Don will understand. Yeah. It's like when I come back, it's like Sinners, Until Dawn, Thunderbolts. There's something else as well. There's something else around the same time, isn't it? Yeah. But fuck, I've got some catching up to do. Yeah, some lovely times, don't it? No, it will be. It will be. Right. What? I don't know. What might actually be like the most surprisingly deep, in-depth review for a film, given its trailer and what it is? A Working Man is directed by David Ayer, notably co-written by Ayer, Chuck Dixon, and one Sylvester Stallone. Yeah, well, it's based on Chuck Dixon's graphic novel. And then written by Stallone and David Ayer. Great stuff. I'm assuming Stallone wrote the title sequence as well. It's incredible. Yep. Sorry, we'll get into it. Right. A Working Man stars Jason Statham. I mean, Jason Fleming is second build, but whether that... I mean, well done, that agent. Fuck me. That was Jason Fleming's Christmas present from Statham that year. Honestly, all spoilers all the time. I thought, until we saw his body get zipped up or whatever it was, I thought surely that actually can't be it. Did you also second build? Did you also think throughout the entire thing, oh, Michael Peña's going to be behind all this? Yeah. And then he's not. He's just the dad. Yep. Sorry to. Right, sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, God, who should actually be second build in this then? Probably the girl. The girl, but I think it's her first screen performance. So yeah, Ariana Rivas. Yeah. So after that, probably David Harbour. Probably has more. But then again, he's an and, which is fair enough. Nobody. Jason Statham should just be the only name that gets mentioned, and everybody else should be an and. Yeah, I mean, it was. I saw someone describe it as Jason Statham and basically everyone who didn't get the part they went for in Anora. Right. Levin Cade left his profession behind to work construction and be a good dad to his daughter. But when a local girl vanishes, he's asked to return to the skills that made him a mythic figure in the shadowy world of counter-terrorism. Okay, so David Ayer has been a long-running figure in the history of Bastards and Dude and a Monkey as it was before. Sabotage was a film that was on my worst of the year list, if not the worst, and Mark's best of the year list.
Fucking
if I remember correctly. There we are. And, you know, he makes an awful lot of films, and some of them are genuinely good, and some of them aren't. He teamed with Jason Statham last year for The Beekeeper, which is a good deal of fun.
Yep.
And now they've re-teamed for A Working Man, which I thought was directed by Guy Ritchie for the longest time. Just feels like something he'd do with Statham now. And I'll start because I feel like I almost feel like it's David Ayer, so I know which way it's going to go for Mark, and maybe I'll be surprised. And yes, I did miss like 10-15 minutes, so there is that. It felt super autopilot-y, and it felt weirdly like it knew that Trump was going to win. And it's incredibly American values are protecting those around you and drinking beers, and Russians are evil bad guys, every single one of them. Not one of them's good. Which, Russia's not great at the moment. It felt really throwbacky to me, but in a way that I thought was quite grim. And I didn't feel great coming out of it, to be honest. And honestly, that title sequence is like a Bond title sequence made by Kid Rock. The bit where the fucking British flag burns up and then it's the American flag and then it comes up with the title.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I mean, this is made for an audience, and it beat Snow White in its second weekend in the US.
Yeah.
It has an audience, and I can see it's not a million miles away from The Beekeeper, but I don't think it's as stylish. I don't think the action's as interesting. And the screenplay, I mean, I'm sorry, but it feels like every single line could be in a Budweiser commercial or something.
It won't be Bud now, because remember, Bud Light had a trans person on the can.
Yeah, no, okay, so what? I don't know, Miller?
I don't think they've quite decided on which one they're going to drink yet.
Yeah, so look, Mark, what do you think?
Even as somebody who is both a who is a David Ayer apologist, what I would say is, yeah, the screenplay's bad. Like, there are bits that are said that you go, I'd love to say that people don't talk like that, or people don't put meaning into things like that. But unfortunately, we're wrong. They do. Like, they fucking do. And the problem is, we always think that they don't, and they don't exist, and this is just hyper stylized versions of that. And that's why we keep losing to these people, because we just generally don't think they exist, so we diminish them. And that is kind of something of this. it feels like right. All spoilers all the time. I enjoyed it overall because it is just fucking silly. Like, really.
I wish
silly.
it was more silly. That's the thing. If it was more silly, I think I'd be on board.
I do wish it was more silly. It's not as good as The Beekeeper. The Beekeeper is the right level of silliness.
Yeah.
But in this, right, so the story. Ian did say the story. I'm just going to go through the story again, just very quickly. He's ex-Royal Marines Commando. He now is basically a foreman of a construction company. His boss's daughter is kidnapped. It's a human trafficking movie with no human trafficking in it. She's kidnapped. Right? And then for some reason, for 20 minutes, he becomes a meth dealer that deals no meth. That actually has zero bearing on the movie. In any way. Apart from the fact that he ends up with a buddy who isn't his buddy that he has to kill, but he feels bad about it because do you know why? They both served. He still jams a knife in his throat and then smashes the knife repeatedly into his throat.
Oh God! And then, like at the end, it's like he stops and she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Saying goodbye to an old friend."
Bex literally turned around to me and went, "Who?" But the other bit there is, I'm gonna have to go with this gun, and it's like that looks like a terrible weapon for where you're going. It's just. You are absolutely right. For the weirdness of it is, you've got Statham who just doesn't get involved in the politics of stuff. He just stays the fuck away from it. And largely, Statham turns up, he does bits of press for his movies, but he doesn't do loads. But he turns up, he red carpets, and bits like that, but he's not like on Graham Norton all the time, or The One Show. Or bits like that. But he turns up, and then when he's not making a movie, got a movie out, you don't really hear from him. And
he's with Rosie Huntington-Whiteley. I think they've got a kid.
I think at least one, yeah. And he just gets to really enjoy his life and be off over there. And then every year he's in the top 10 money-making actors list because he'll have 3 or 4 movies out, and he sticks to his budgets. I bet he's really good to work with, and I bet he turns up on time, knows all his lines. He's great never on set. Great. You've got...
Sorry, go on, sorry.
You've got Stallone, who is very much and it pains me to say it, a trumper. Isn't afraid to come out and say, I don't agree with him on everything, but I think he's good for America. And it's a bit like... The weird thing is, he kind of stands for a lot of the stuff you stand against. And you've got David Ayer, who has historically said that he doesn't think that Donald Trump is fit to be president. But you are right. This movie is just... Yeah, it's pitched to a certain audience.
It is wild looking at Statham's filmography, where you think of like Mel Gibson, Mark Wahlberg, like Bruce Willis, like back like a few years back, doing any old shit like direct to video. This is all the stuff that he's done since 2015. Don't get me wrong, not everyone's a banger, but there's not a lot of them. So in the last 10 years, he has made Wildcard, Spy, Fast and Furious 7, Mechanic Resurrection, Fast and Furious 8, Fast and Furious Hobbs and Shaw, Wrath of Man, Fast and Furious 9, where he's like basically just did it in the post credits if memory serves, Operation Fortune, Fast X, Meg 2, Expendables 4, The Beekeeper, A Working Man.
And can I
like straight up, Bruce Willis probably would have done that amount in a year a few years ago.
Can I just point out the one out of those that I think you could maybe go is a little bit. Oh, that feels like a Jason Statham would have made that earlier in his career is Wild Card. I believe that was made in like 2012.
Yeah, no, yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. And hey, you know what? It's directed by Simon West. He did one of the Expendables films.
And Connor.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but it's just the
that's,
fact that he
that's
worked
the
with him
only
before.
VOD one out of all those.
I mean, it's. He is, like you just said there, super dependable. Does 1 or 2 a year, and there was COVID, but to be fair, he had 2 out in 2021, 4 out in 2023. Nothing in 2020, yeah. But hey, some of those would have come out in 2020. So this is the thing. He's making his money. I bet he invests very well, so now but this is one where it does feel like he is really punching the time card.
Yeah, I'd definitely say so. But he also knows that apparently this movie because it's Amazon, effectively. Yeah. It's a movie that probably they've gone, do you know what? This is a made-for-stream movie that we're going to release in cinemas because people will go and watch it. And, yeah, we might not make $150, $200 million, but we're probably going to make its budget. And therefore, why wouldn't we do that rather than just dropping it on streaming? This movie doesn't need to make this. It's a stream movie that we're going to chuck at cinemas because people will go and watch Jason Statham.
And you know what? If I was to be a little bit sassy here, releasing films like this means that they can also do films like Challengers.
Yeah, that's it. That's the bit people don't want to realise is these movies get other movies made. Because that's the way it works.
Yeah.
The Mechanic Resurrection, $40 million. That was what? 9 years ago?
2016, yeah.
So 9 years ago, $40 million. This movie, A Working Man, $40 million. Same, what is it there? I mean, A Working Man won't make as much money as Mechanic Resurrection, but Mechanic Resurrection was a sequel to The Mechanic that no one was really asking for apart from me, but it made over $150 million.
Tell you what, Mechanic Resurrection, I think I need to rewatch this. Jason Statham, Jessica Alba, Tommy Lee Jones and Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, it's a good film.
That's alright.
It's a fun movie. You know, what fucking in the Amateur that's coming out in a few weeks, where you've got fucking old thing, he's not real Malik, when he's talking about like the fucking that infinity pool that guy's got, and he's like, well, I know the great amount of pressure, really. You try to work out if he's actually saying that. Fucking Statham does that in fucking Mechanic Resurrection.
The trailer's auto playing on the IMDb page, and it just played that bit. Yeah.
Right. Quickly. Right. Go on to the A Working Man, and we'll continue talking about the film. Right. Go to A Working Man's Wikipedia page.
Okay.
Right. Scroll down the cast list. And when you get there, don't click on anything until I say it, right? Because I'm going to say, there's a character in A Working Man called Viper, right? He's the guy who essentially helps kidnap the girl, along with, I think the character's called Artemis, I think she's called. And right?
Yeah.
Now click in and have a look at his Wikipedia picture.
Oh, great stuff. Emmett J. Scan.
Yep.
What the fuck? It don't look like that in that film.
There is no bigger advertisement for that man never shaving his beard off again than his fucking Wikipedia page. I liked him in this movie. He was quite fun in this. Like, he seemed to get the tone of it. And like shit. Like, he wasn't being a dick, he was just being, shit, it's just for the money. Oh no, this doesn't look good. Just like weird, like, he never said more than one sentence in his lines. and they were all delivered like a man who was just a little bit worried.
That's great. Oh, so he made his bones in Hollyoaks, apparently.
Yeah, he's married to one of the other cast of Hollyoaks, I think.
Oh shit! Yeah, okay. Jackie in Hollyoaks. I know who she is. Right, fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough. I mean, he was quite fun in this. I quite liked him. It's like 3 movies are trying to happen at the same time. And the thing is, all of them are movies I would watch, but it's weird trying to watch them all at the same time. Why does that guy who he was buying meth from for no reason, who doesn't actually even help him that much, why does he decide that they're going to go after him at the end? He could just not.
Because I got a little bit lost, and this was before I took that phone call. But why he was even buying that stuff in the first place, and from then on, I just don't really know what's actually happening now.
Yeah. And then she escapes for that's a fucking great line. When she escapes, it's a lot of fun. And then when she just goes on that fucking massive run, and then those guys, the guy Viper out of his can't catch it, and Viper just turns on and goes, "Hell, she's quick." And it's almost like the actor had been told by her, "No, you need to try and run after her. You just run after her." And like she used to be like a fucking marathon runner or some shit like that, and then nobody told him, and she actually was just really quick. It's a bonkers, this movie. And I'm not even sure if it's in a good way. But yeah. It sets up a sequel.
Oh, with the Russian guy screaming at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it will probably
I wouldn't be surprised if it gets it as well.
Probably get one. Yeah.
I really, really wish they just did the Beekeeper 2 instead.
They're doing it.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Good.
Beekeeper 2.
Well, I'm pleased to hear
It comes out, I think, next year.
Is it Aya again?
I don't think it's Aya this time, no.
No, it's not. I think, is it that Timo Jahanto, the guy who did The Night Comes For Us?
Yes, that's it, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's going to be good because he's a really, really, really good action filmmaker.
Yeah.
And he's doing Nobody 2 as well, which has me way more interested in Nobody 2.
Yeah. But that's who's, that's doing it. And I think it is because Aya is doing something else. I can't remember what it was. But he's got some. He can't do it because he's making a different movie at the same time. It's not a Jason Statham movie. I think he's making. I can't remember what it was, but he's making something else. But yeah, just bonkers, absolutely bonkers movie. It's everything that is wrong with David Ayer's style. Or David Ayer's filmmaking in the fact that it's overtly earnest. It's so... It so wants people to feel. But also it's got, like, fucking David Harbour playing a blind man for no reason. But then it does have the lines of, "Sorry I couldn't save your eyes. It's okay. You saved my life." That's a genuine exchange that happens in the movie between Jason Statham and David Harbour. Why is David Harbour
it's not fun. I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's fun enough.
Where are you with it? Because I'm... Right, I don't know. I think I might be Geostorm, but I agree. I don't think it's enough fun. If it was 20 minutes shorter...
Yeah, there's that, man.
It'd be Geostorm. But it is 2 hours long.
it felt so long.
Yeah, it is.
And I'll talk about Novocaine in a minute, but I did Novocaine beforehand, and that film kind of flew by.
Yeah,
And so maybe that didn't help, but
I'm touching
yeah.
cloth with it because I don't think it's shit, but it's definitely not. No, it's not definitely not shit because it is a bit shit, but it isn't fun enough to be Geostorm. But I don't think it's just shit.
I'm going shit,
That's fine.
but you know, like, it's definitely not Aya's worst.
No, I'd happily see Ariana Rivas in stuff again though.
Yeah, she was all right, man.
was
She had a
fun.
bit of fight, like a bit of fight to her. She was spunky.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was. Yeah,
Oh,
she was
I
memorable.
think I might have killed her. Yeah, I think you fucking did.
Yeah, wish it was more fun. It was like at the beginning as well. It's like those people come up to that other guy on the construction site, and there's a bit of a fight sequence, and it's just there was nothing to it.
No.
It was just to prove that Jason Statham can kick people's asses. Yeah, I think we know that anyway.
Yeah.
I was convinced that was going to come up again.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
It felt really autopilot.
It felt like it does feel like it feels like there's a graphic novel that tells one version of this story, and then Stallone told his version of it, and Aya told his version of it at the same time, and then they just kind of tried to fold them all in together and made like this fucking cake that came out that you're eating going, well, it's definitely cake, and some of it's nice, but I don't get why some of it's chewy.
Sure. Interesting analogy, but I buy it.
Somehow it works, yeah. So that's where I am with it. Our audience poll, 'cause I'm fascinated by this. Because I think people will be like, mate, it's shit. And I won't be able to disagree with them.
Yeah.
Definitely not shit 50%, shit 50%.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're more into it than I was, maybe.
Yeah, that's it. I'm alright with that. I'm alright with people think that's shit. Because it kind of is a bit shit.
Yeah. Okay. Mark, what have you been watching?
Ooh, right, I have a few. Right, alright. I'm going to take you on a little fucking journey for my first one. So, I was away on a works training course, which was actually quite good. Usually they're shit. But this one was actually quite good, the training course.
Nice.
So, I'm on a works training course, right, to go to Romford. As Ian said, the jewel of the South. And long-time listeners will know I get quite bad travel anxiety, but also my brain switches off in train stations. Like I cannot function in them. I did all right with the trains. I did all right.
Nice, proud of you.
I was quite good with that. One funny bit: walked out of the tube/train station in Romford and went, right, need to find my hotel. No, it's only 5 minutes away. Need to find it. Stopped, did that thing, got my phone out, went onto Google Maps. And no matter what you do when you're walking on Google Maps, you automatically go the wrong way straight away. So I walked that way and the little blue dot, and I was like, fuck, that's getting further away than I need to be. Turned round, stood there and went, right. We need to reorientate myself, so it's not that way, it's that way. So I turned round, literally, the building my back was against was the hotel. So I walked out, down the steps. If I'd just taken one more step forward, I would have been in the hotel. But I didn't. I walked down the steps, not looking forward, and then turned around. So, on the night, because I travelled down the day before, there was a cinema 5 minutes away. So, started walking down to the cinema, and I'm walking down this alley that was basically blocked off at both sides with just fencing down an alley. And I'm walking down and I'm thinking, this don't feel right. This feels fucking... And at one side of the alley, it was old train tunnels that had been bricked off, but it was also fenced off as well. And randomly there was just in the fenced off bits there'd be like a fucking chair on its side, and I'm like, I feel like I'm walking through Resident Evil right now. And I'm walking along, and there's a guy walking towards me, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, I don't have any keys with me to do the fucking keys in the hand thing. So I grabbed my phone and just sort of thought, I'm grabbing my phone just in case, and I'm looking at him, and we both walked by each other, and I did that thing where we walked by and turned round and started walking backwards, looking at each other. And I walk in, and I just went, "You alright?" And the guy went, "Fine, why are you walking backwards?" It's like, "Why are you walking backwards?" He went, "I'm making sure you're not trying to rob me." It's like, "Same." And he just went, "Maybe we should both just turn around then." It's like, "Maybe we should. Have a good night, mate." He went, "Have a good night." And we turned around and walked off. And then got to the cinema. Went up to the counter. Bizarre cinema. I'm going to get in the film I went to see. Went up to the counter and was like, "Can I have one for Enter the Dragon, please?" And the girl behind the counter just went, "Yeah, are you paying by card?" I was like, "Yeah, I am, yeah, why?" She went, the card machine is going to say it's decline your card. It ain't decline your card. It's just fucking useless, and it's broken, it's a piece of shit, and it's ruining my day. So you might have to give it a few goes." It's like,
wow.
It's like, it's a very cavalier attitude to swearing. She's like, "Having a really fucking shit day, and I don't think you care, do you?" It's like, "About your shit day or you swearing?" It's like, "About me swearing." It's like, "I don't care, no. I care about your shit day. You alright?" It's like, "This fucking thing, mate." Fair enough. And then went up, and you had to go up and you had to give your ticket. The guy who took your ticket was at the bottom of the escalator that took you to the cinema. So you give him your ticket, and then he let you on the escalator to go to the cinema. Right? So I went up, and then did a refreshment stand, went over and was like, "Can I just have a Pepsi Max?" And the guy went, "Yeah, keep your finger on the button, because if you take your fucking finger off that button, it'll stop giving out drinks, and you'll have to come back over here, and I'll have to give you another cup to go back over there to get the rest of your drink." It's like, but it wasn't like in an aggressive way. It was in like he was being nice. It's like,
yeah.
this is so weird, but I'm kind of fine with it. And I sort of walked off, and I was like, pressing the button. He went, "Just keep fucking finger on it, mate. Be fine." It's like, "Alright." He went, "You seen Enter the Dragon?" It's like, "I am, mate." Yeah, he went, "Have a good one, mate. Thanks." Weirdest cinema ever.
Ugh, wow, that's, yeah.
Went in. Quite a few people in this screening.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Gets about 10 minutes in, and there's 4 lads about 3 rows down from me. And clearly one of them has just gone with his mates. Because when the film starts, and Enter the Dragon starts a little, it's quite hokey, let's be honest, Enter the Dragon. And this guy is just laughing and laughing, and his mates are like nudging him. And a guy who's on the same row as me, who, there's no way I can say this, it was a well-built black dude, right? And also as well, an incredibly handsome man as well. It was like, he walked by and I was like, "God, he's good looking, isn't he?" Like, as he walked by to get in. And he just outright went, mate. And the guy turned round and he went, "Not you, the guy who's next to you." And the guy turned around and he went, "You tell him to shut up or I'm going to enter his fucking dragon." And I thought, what's going on? Like, what's going... That doesn't even make sense, but it was incredibly threatening. Guy didn't make a fucking peep for the rest of the night. But seeing Enter the Dragon on the big screen was great. That's a bonkers movie. Like, a genuinely... I always forget how nuts that movie is. But it's fucking great. Like, just... That was a treat.
It's a very good game. Yeah.
Yeah. But just
game, sorry, Phil.
Just so weird.
Sorry.
Yeah. And I was leaving, the guy who'd been sat on my row, the big handsome guy. As I was leaving, I dropped my hat on the thing. I completely forgot to put it back on, and so he passed me it, and we were having a chat as we were going out, and I was like, I'm just here on a work thing. I don't know. I'm a little bit too late to get anything to eat from anywhere. Where's decent? He went, just got Five Guys. I was like, oh, all right, cool. I had a bit of a chat with him. And he was basically saying, I fucking love martial arts movies, mate. I fucking love them. I'm going to go home now. I'm watching Game of Death. I was like,
Nice.
But yeah, Enter the Dragon, big screen, just great. John Saxon in that movie is just... He's just here to have a good time. It's
been a while since I've seen that, man.
I mean, it's fun. It's fun. There's some odd politics within it.
Sure.
Its treatment of women is not great.
Yeah, okay.
Women are there just to be handed to people to fuck. But yeah, good time was had with that. What else? I've only got a few. Rewatched Romance in the Stone because it seems to be like my hotel room movie.
Good movie, that. Do you know what? I've never seen Jewel of the Nile, though.
Not that great. No.
And that's why.
Do you know what
people
you'll
say
do
that.
while you're watching Jewel of the Nile? Even if you've watched Romance in the Stone, let's say you watched Romance in the Stone on Friday and you started watching Jewel of the Nile on Tuesday, because it's more a Tuesday movie, right? About halfway through
Sure.
Jewel of the Nile, do you know what you'd be doing? You'd be thinking, I kind of wish I'd watched Romance of the Stone again, even though I only watched it 4 days ago. It's just not as good. Whereas Romance of the Stone is it's Robert Zemeckis, back before he discovered computers. And it's just really fun. It's just a really fun adventure movie. With Danny DeVito being great comedy and Michael Douglas being just a great movie star, but also quite flawed. But just, you watch him going, God, he's a handsome motherfucker, that guy. Real good time, that movie.
Nice.
I also watched a movie called The Amateurs, also known as The Moguls.
Who's in this?
Jeff Bridges. I mean, it's got a cast. Jeff Bridges, Tim Blake Nelson, William Fichtner, Joey Pants, Patrick Fugit, Isaiah Washington's in there, Ted Danson's there, John Hawkes, Jenny Dripplehorn, Judy Greer is in it.
Nice.
Glenn Headley's in it as well. It's a really good cast of, like, that's that person from that thing. Actors. So it's basically Jeff Bridges plays a guy called Andy, who he at the start of the movie he's going to see his son, who lives with his ex-wife, and they've just moved into a new house with her new partner, who is very wealthy. And so it's established that Jeff Bridges' character isn't wealthy. So he tries to come up with... He lives in like this small town, and he has the same amount of friends, and he tries to come up with a plan. And his plan is that they're going to make a porno. But, like, none of them are, like, seedy people or anything like that. But they're going to make a porno because that makes money, because sex sells and it's everywhere. And so it's Jeff Bridges, Tim Blake Nelson, William Fichtner, Joey Pants, whose character is called Some Idiot.
He's called Some Idiot.
Yeah, that's what they call him. That's what his name is in the film. Some Idiot.
Right.
And Ted Danson and John Hawkes are trying to make this movie. But it's done in like this really quite nice way, where they're not doing it because they want to see people have sex, they're doing it because other people like to see people have sex. So, why not make a bit of money out of it? But they're trying to do like all this research into it, so they're going, like, there's a great scene where they decide, well, out of all these movies we've watched, what we've realised is we need a little white girl, and we need, we don't need one big black guy. We need at least 3, but more feels wrong. But 3 feels like the right amount. And so they get this girl who works in like a ice cream shop who wants to be in the porno because it's really boring where she lives. So all she does really is has sex anyway. So she might as well get paid for it.
Sure.
And they get, from like a factory down the road, they get these three black dudes to be in it. And they turn round and it's like, right, Joey Pants' character, some idiot, is the writer-director of the movie, even though they think he's a fucking idiot, which is why they call him some idiot. And he's like, right, everyone drop the robes, let's shoot the scene. And you've got a scene where they then have to stop shooting it because, like, all of the black guys, like, Jeff Bridges, like, well, why aren't any, why have none of you, you're supposed to be, you know, down there, what's going on? And you watch it going, I don't get how any of this got made. And why is it actually quite compelling to watch? A baffling movie. With a baffling cast.
It's in a different age, that, where you just get that kind of cast together and it was like, yeah, fuck it, go on then, we'll give you a couple mil.
2005 it was, this movie.
Yeah.
And none of it is mean-spirited. Like, all of it is quite...
Sure.
Like, and it's not... Like, there's no nudity in it. At all. Or, the other bit there is... William Fichtner's character plays a character called Otis, who he's just really enthusiastic about being involved in doing something and thinks this could be a really good thing for the town. And he just wants to be around while things are happening. But not because he wants to watch people have sex, but he just wants to be involved in something. And he turns around and goes, I've got us a girl. And they're going, what, you've got us a girl? I went, I've got us the first gal. We've got a gal. They're going, who? And he goes, it's Sandra. They go, Sandra? Who's Sandra? From the Bed Store. And he's like, wow, and she's going to be in it, and she's okay with it. I went, well, I haven't actually spoke to her yet, but she works in a bed store. She sells beds. What does that mean? He went, well, it means she likes to do two things: sleep and schnock. And they're like, what's he haven't spoken to him? She works in a bed store. What? Why do you think she works there? British character's there going, I don't know, for money? It's like, well, no, it's because she likes to schnock. They're going, I don't think that's the reason. And everybody around him is going, that makes no sense at all. Then Patrick Fugit's character walks in. He just works in a video store and has a camera. So obviously they think that he's a filmmaker. So he's the DOP for it. And he walks in and William Fichtner's character goes, if I said to you somebody worked in a bed store, what would you think? And he goes, that they like to schnock. And then the next scene is him going into the bed store to speak to, and it's Judy Greer, isn't it? She's not in it much. To speak to her. And you see them watching and he walks out and he goes, yeah, she's in. They're going, what do you mean she's in? He's like, yeah, she's in. She works at the bed store. Told you she likes the schnook. And then he just walks off. Baffling movie. But I had a good time with it.
Nice.
Yeah. But weird. Really weird. And then finally from me, I rewatched Snowden.
Snowden, okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Weird one, this. I feel like if you had Oliver Stone with 80s cocaine energy, this would have been really biting. But you've got Oliver Stone in mid-teenies cocaine energy, and I think he's just a bit tired now. It's good, but you just feel like, yeah, I get the feeling like nowadays that movie can't be made by that guy. But it is good, but it's also, as well, it's one of those where you're telling a story literally a couple of years after it happened. And you've maybe got to wait for like a lot more of the dust to settle on these things before you start telling them. But it is good, it's well done. You've got some... It's got a fucking hell of a cast as well, another one. You know, at the time, when you look at it, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Shailene Woodley's in there, Melissa Leo, Zachary Quinton, Tom Wilkinson. I forgot Scott Eastwood was in it. Logan Marshall Green. Lakeith Stanfield's there. Nick Cage is in it for a little bit. And Rhys Ifans plays a guy who at one point has a conversation where his face is right up at a webcam camera, and it's in front of a full wall screen talking to Snowden, and it's just, this feels weird. It feels weird that Rhys Ifans is in this movie. But yeah, just not as good as it maybe would have been if it came out 20 years ago. Or 20 years before, so 30 years ago nearly. And that's what I've watched this week.
Nice. Got some breaking news. Ooh. So first off, just as a little appetizer, people listening to this will obviously know. Now You See Me Free has its title.
I bet me Now You Free Me.
No.
Oh, fuck off!
You'd think it was, but to be fair, it's pretty good. Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
Still like that, yeah. It's not as good as Now You Free Me.
It's not Now You Free Me, but...
Yeah. I mean, the sequel
bad.
should have been called Now You Don't.
It ain't bad.
Yeah, it ain't bad. That's pretty good. I'm alright with that.
So, also, the John Wick universe is expanding.
Oh, no, what?
Donnie Yen is directing a spin-off about his character Kane.
And is that confirmed now? Because there was rumours that he wanted to, and that they hadn't quite...
This is all coming out of CinemaCon. Lionsgate just did their thing. There is an animated prequel coming.
I heard about that, yeah. And that
voiced by Keanu Reeves, about the impossible task that he had to do.
Yeah.
And John Wick Chapter 5's coming, and Keanu Reeves and Chad Stahelski are back.
Ooh. Because Reeves was very adamant that he'd only do it if he felt they had a good enough story to finish it.
I can't help but also think that the dump truck of money that has been...
Don't know with Reeves.
Oh, mate. He's in Ballerina. He's doing the animated film. He's doing John Wick Chapter 5. All good. I'm a fan of the films. I like all the films.
And the thing is, after rewatching John Wick Chapter 4, which I liked at the time, and I rewatched it earlier on this year, and it is now, for me, an absolute fucking masterpiece. I'm fine with it. I'm worried about Ballerina.
Yeah, absolutely. But, man,
Len Wiseman.
If it can just be him going after the high table, and this is it.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming with Ballerina, Ana de Armas will probably be in Chapter 5.
Yes.
And if it's Keanu Reeves and Ana de Armas...
And Donnie Yen.
Exactly. And Donnie Yen... Let's go.
Yeah, I'm kind of up for that. But yeah, I'm up for who they're gonna have cast as head of the high table as well.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So yeah, who's to say? It's just the fact that Chapter 4 was just so he's dead.
Yeah, but he's not.
He's dead.
But he's not.
He's not.
He's not. So what we're looking 2027?
They haven't said. Like Ballerina's this year. The Donnie Yen one's probably 26.
Yeah.
This one's probably... Yeah, the Donnie Yen one starts production this year as well. So, Donnie Yen one next year, John Wick Chapter 5, 2027.
Yeah, and
you'd think.
The animated one will be probably just straight to...
Yeah. Like maybe a limited theatrical.
And then ends up just on Lionsgate. So it'll probably be Prime.
Yeah, there you go. That'll be fine.
I'm right with that, yeah.
But I don't know. Now You See Me, Now You Don't. It's not Now You Free Me, but it's like the second best.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, it makes more actual sense than Now You Three Me.
It's just it's funny.
Who's
right
in it as well? Oh, God, they're all back.
Yeah, they're all back, and then there's some new ones as well.
Rosamund Pike's in it.
Yeah,
She's got to be playing the bad guy.
you'd think so.
Rosamund just fucking chewing fucking scenery up, just being an absolute piece of fucking shit. If she just fucking talks down to Isla Fisher, I think I might explode.
Yeah, that's a
as somebody who just doesn't like Isla Fisher, if she just puts her down, it'll be like, oh god, this has got nasty.
Even though, wasn't it? Didn't Fisher get replaced by Lizzie Kaplan in the second one?
Yep.
So who's in the Now You Free Me?
Isla Fisher.
Is Lizzie Kaplan even in it? Really?
Yep.
That's pretty funny.
Lizzie Kaplan's clearly like fucking drown a bag of cats or something like that at some point, because like nobody seems to want to cast her in things.
She was in the that 0 Day that
she was,
I watched. Fuck yeah, Morgan Freeman's back in it again. Daniel Radcliffe's in it. Fucking Mark Ruffalo's in it.
Yeah, Ruffalo's back.
Back? He was in these films?
Yeah, he's in the first two. He's
Shut up.
He's the go back and watch them, mate, because they're actually quite fun. Because I don't want to give away why he's in them.
What do you mean you don't want to give away why he's in?
Why he's in? He's a cop in the first one, and he's not the cop in the second.
What? He's like the twin brother who's a bad guy.
No, he's the same character. Do you not remember these?
No, mate. I obviously need to.
Do you want me to spoil it?
Mark. What? Like he's in on it.
So the guy that they're after in the first one, it turns out it is Mark Ruffalo, and then he's just head of the team in the second one.
Great. What?
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo's a cop in the first one, and it turns out he's actually the person they were after.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
It actually makes it better knowing that.
Right. Yeah. I probably do just need to rewatch.
They're good fun movies.
Right. Yeah. No. You know what? I don't doubt it. Right. I got a few this week. So I watched this before. Have you seen The Studio yet?
I've not watched The Studio yet, no, because I'm coming to it, but we're just towards the end of season 2 of a rewatch of Ted Lasso, and we're going to start The Studio after that.
So, I don't think this is actually a narrative spoiler.
Is it?
So I'm going to say...
Are you watching a Robert Altman movie?
Yeah, so I watched The Player.
I've just started watching that today. I've seen it before, so you can spoil it.
Yeah. The Studio, there is a character who is the head of a studio who has the same name as Tim Robbins' character in The Player. But I genuinely don't know if they're supposed to be the same person or if it's just a reference.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because he's played by Bryan Cranston in The Studio. And I don't think he is. It's weird.
Is it just a reference?
I watched The Player because I was like, it's on Amazon Prime, and The Studio starting, so I'm kind of up for getting into this kind of stuff. We'll talk about The Player next week because you would have watched it all by then. Yeah. But I mean, good movie. I watched the Criterion 4K of Godzilla vs. Biollante. I can't believe this has got a 4K by Criterion. There's a plant monster Godzilla, which is a combination of plant DNA, Godzilla DNA, and apparently like the soul of a female scientist. And
go on then.
Oh, sorry. Hey, babes, all right? Well, you can't play Minecraft Java Edition now because I have the laptop. That's like a really random request, babe. Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. I thought it was on Bedrock. Sorry, the update was on Bedrock.
Okay, all right.
April's update, that's all.
All right. I won't be too long. Okay, and I'll see what I can do after that. Okay. All right. Love you.
Love you.
All right. So yeah. I don't know. It's fun.
It's one of the ways I went, it's fun, but why is this on Criterion?
Yeah, pretty much. It was a laugh, and I actually thought it was pretty unmemorable, in all honesty. So, yeah, I don't know. 80s Godzilla,
Yeah.
very silly. And yeah, there you go. I don't know why it has a 4K. I need to put it on eBay. Actually, reminded me. Also watched Hellboy: The Crooked Man
From Ketchup Entertainment.
Oh, is it? I don't know. I thought maybe. Directed by Brian Taylor of Neville Dean Taylor fame. So this is a completely separate story from the other Hellboy films. Hellboy and a new female partner, or new to the films, is transporting this supernatural spider thing on train through I think it's like the Appalachian kind of area in America. The spider thing reacts to a presence in the area, and Hellboy and the female agent end up crashing out of the train with the spider thing. And then they're in this area where there's an evil presence, where they meet a few people, and there's talk of a witch in the area, and there is a crooked man. And it's based on a story by Mike Mignola, the creator of Hellboy. Looks like it was shot in Europe with people doing very unconvincing accents. The guy who plays Hellboy, Jack Kesey, he's all right, you know. Yeah. No, I was looking at his letterbox to see if I knew him from anything, which I don't. He's fine. You know, he's not Ron Perlman, but he's all right. It's just pretty dull.
There's just an element of why are they still making Hellboy movies that don't star Ron Perlman?
I don't. It felt like somebody got the license really cheap, and Mike Mignola was like, because I know he had some disagreements with Del Toro on the films, and he was like, if I can do things my way, and apparently his way is low budget folk horror, which is Robert Eggers if he was boring. And you put Hellboy in there.
Yeah, because didn't Neil Marshall do one a few years ago that had David Harbour?
Yeah, the David Harbour and Mila Jovovich, yeah. Which nobody liked, and it just seems like the Hellboy license is just nothing these days. And yeah, there we are. Hellboy: The Crooked Man. It's different. It you know, it is okay. This is kind of low stakes, and it's just about these people and corrupting their souls. But it never goes for the jugular. A bit of a damp squib. Not surprised it barely got a theatrical release over here. And then the last one, Novocaine. So Jack Quaid is a guy who can't feel pain, but it's basically, and what the film does at the start, which is interesting, is it shows how this condition that he has basically means that he hasn't really been able to experience life. So they do this thing about how he can't eat anything that's not like basically mush, because if he starts chewing his tongue, he won't feel it.
That's fair, yeah.
So it's like he's got to put like soft corners on everything in his apartment just in case he like accidentally stabs himself on something and doesn't feel it. There's like these interesting things there.
Just looking.
So
I didn't know the tagline was "Meet Nathan Kane. He can't feel pain."
He can't feel pain. Yeah. No, it's good. So he's this middle manager in a bank. He has like this one great night with a bank clerk played by Amber Midfunder, and then the next day, a group of robbers led by Ray Nicholson.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Take basically rob this bank and then kind of take her hostage, and he's like, "Fuck it, I need to live life and I need to save her," and it kind of goes from there. It's a film that definitely is like, right, you've only got a certain amount of money here, so it uses its action sparingly. Most of it is kind of trailered in the trailer, to be honest.
Yeah.
There is more towards the end, but yeah. There's some stuff about the plot I won't spoil, but I suppose it is kind of obvious in there because certain things don't make sense in the film until they do make sense. And Jack Quaid's like very, very charming. Once it establishes he's gonna get her back no matter how much pain he puts himself through, it's kind of just repeats something's just hit him and he can't feel it, and then he notices it. Ha 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 ha. It does that quite a lot. The trailer actually does basically just tell you what the film is in terms of the general feel of it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do anything else. But Quaid, he's charming and nice in this. In Companion, he was fucking incel and creepy. Dude's got range, does both of them well. I want people to go out to the cinema, but this does kind of feel like something you would see on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's all right though. It's a 7 out of 10 all the way. 7 out of 10 all the way.
Nice.
So, yeah, there we are. That's me.
Cool. Right, we do have. Sure, I saw it. We had a question come through. No, that's not a question. Well, this is a question. Dylan says, given that this Blade film has been cancelled again, what song is playing when the blood comes down on you at a vampire rave?
Disco 2000 by Pulp.
It's a good shout, and one of the only Pulp songs that I actually don't despise. What?
If I was a vampire and I was really feeling it though, New Noise by Refused.
I mean, it depends on whether you want to go for like a really fucking like if you're fucking into it one. Fortunate Son by Creedence.
There you go.
But also, well, if you wanted to go a little bit like fucking John Woo when he has Somewhere Over the Rainbow, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Life by the Drop.
Nice.
I think that'd just be funny. Yeah. What are we covering next week, Ian?
Next
Oh,
week.
actually, no. Sorry. I'm just... Right, one other fucking thing. Did you see that Sean Lennon came out and criticised Rachel Zegler?
Yeah.
Right. It just gives me the opportunity to tell my Sean Lennon story.
Go on.
So I went to see... Sean Lennon had a brief music career. A very brief music career. And Sean Lennon's a bit of a tit. I think we all know that. He still has a music career now. But when he released his first album, I went to see him live at a place called Leeds Town and Country Club. Just purely because it was like, right, I kind of want to go and see John Lennon's Kid. And I didn't even really like the record that he'd had out. But it was like £8 to go and see John Lennon's Kid. So we thought, fuck it, we'll go. About 4 or 5 songs in, a guy turned round, and it's fucking horrible, but it was also quite funny because he was being a bit of a dick with Sean Lennon, like on stage. He was being incredibly affected, and this guy just turned around and went, "Jesus fucking hell! At least Mark Chapman did your fucking dad a favour, so he didn't have to watch this shite." And what?
Oh God!
What? He's like, fucking hell, mate. Like, Leeds Town and Country Club is not not a big venue. Like, he fucking heard that. And it was just like, I felt bad, but I also thought, kind of deserves it though, because he is being a prick. Like, he kept shushing people. Like, he kept going, can I just shush a little bit so we can feel this moment? And it's like, no one's making it, no one's having fun. Nobody is having fun here. This is... Everybody is awkwardly waiting for the end of this. Everybody came here as a curiosity. But yeah, just fucking Mark Chapman was fucking right. It was just a brutal takedown of somebody who was incredibly affected, and it was quite funny.
Yeah, that's brutal. Bloody hell.
Carry on, sorry, what do next week?
I believe it's Death of a Unicorn.
There's something else, isn't there?
Yeah, Minecraft movie.
That's
if
it.
you guys were going to.
I've got a Minecraft movie.
Okay.
Bex might not. Cool. I am.
Cool. All right, we will talk about that. I'm going to say right now, I think I'm going to enjoy the Minecraft movie more than Death of a Unicorn. Death of a Unicorn is really fucking come and gone in the US this weekend.
I didn't like the trailer. Bex liked the trailer. I didn't like the trailer. I was very much like, all right, go on then.
We'll see.
But I hope it's good. But I am actually kind of looking forward to the Minecraft movie because do you know what I'm looking forward to? Watching a very silly kids movie.
Yeah.
Watch a movie where I don't understand any of the references, but it looks fun.
Yeah. Which I think we will get.
Because I have never played Minecraft.
Nice. No, well, I mean, I barely play Minecraft. My kid's been obsessed with it for years. Anyway, right. That'll do. I need to go, so I will say fuck you, Jason, and thank you, Mark.
Thank you very much, Ian.
And thank you very much, listeners. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.